Just over a week ago, I made you guys a £10 inventory. We got you every skin for every gun, and it did pretty well. But I think you now want to see a £50 inventory, so we're going to be making you an even nicer looking loadout for 5 times more, still £50. We're looking at pistols. First up, we have the Glock 18. I paid £1.46 for this. It's a Vogue in field-tested condition. It's relatively nice. It's a pink skin. I quite like this one, and for £1.46 you can't go wrong. USPS, we got £1.70 we spent on this one. It's a Cortex, a field-tested Cortex. I like this skin. I probably would rock it. Like, I rocked this one for a while when it first came out. I like it. It's not bad. The P250 Inferno up next. I spent 67p on this to get it in field-tested condition. It looks quite nice, especially because it's quite a shiny skin. I quite rate this one, to be honest with you. If I didn't have my own P250 skin, then I'd probably be rocking this. The dual Berettas, I spent 81p on this. I've gone for the Melodramas in field tested. I quite like this one. I do rock these personally myself. I just think they're just a clean skin, and they're not very expensive. For the Tech 9, I was tempted to stick with the one that we had on the £10 inventory just because it's so clean, but in the end I decided to go with the Bamboozle in field-tested condition. I spent 32p on this one. It's super clean. I rate that. For the 5.7, we went with the Buddy in field-tested condition. I spent 38p on this one. I rock one very, very similar to this. I have a Buddy as well, and I think it's super cool. Especially when you're just running about and you see the little guy just facing you on the back, just chilling. I like it. I do think this one is pretty damn cool. And then for the Desert Eagle, I need to give you a bit of an explanation on this one. I got the heat treated and field tested. Now, I might have overpaid. However, you can find some 20% blue heat treated on CS Float, for example, for about £1.82. So that's why this one's in there. For the subs, I don't know how I missed this one last time. This one's such a sick skin. This is actually the one that I've started to run over the last couple of days. It's the Ensnared in Factory New. I spent 28p on this. You can get a minimal wear one for 6p. It's so cool. I rate this skin highly. For the MP7, we went with the Power Core in field tested. I spent 43p on this one. It's alright. Nobody really uses the MP7 anymore anyway, but it's just a nice little placeholder skin. It's not too expensive, but there's not many green skins. For the MP9, the Food Chain field test, I spent £1.37 on this one. I think this one's pretty cool. I used to use this one myself. Again, super, super clean skin. Not expensive. Why not? It's such a sick skin. The P90, we have gone with the Elite build. This one ended up costing us only 59p. That's not too bad, and it's pretty clean. I like the Elite builds. I think they look pretty cool. With the PP Bison, I ended up going with the Embargo. I believe it's got your Embargo. I spent £1.07 on this. It's quite clean. Nobody really uses it. I probably overspent on a P90, PP Bison, but oh well. And then we've got the Late Night Transit Minimal Wear on the UMP, 83p for this one. I think this one's pretty cool. I did spot it for the first time, and I was like, I might actually rock this myself. Like, it's a really, really clean skin. I like this one a lot. For the Mag 7, I went with the Field Tested Heat for 84p. The Heat has been about for time. Came from the Chroma 2 case, I believe, back in the day. So, the prices are a little bit expensive, but I think it's still super cool. For the XM10, I went with the Watchdog in Battle Scarred. Now, this one, again, may be a bit of an overspend for the actual type of skin that you're getting. Or the gun it's on, at least. But I still think the skin itself is pretty damn sick. And then the Sword Off, we went with the Analog Input in Minimal Wear. It's 66p I paid for this one. Again, you're not going to be really using a Sword Off. But even still, having said that, the skin itself is still pretty damn cool. Now, we're getting to the rifles. This is where it starts to get a bit funky. So for the Scout, I've gone with the Slashed in field tested, and it cost me 97p. It's pretty cool. There's not really too many Scouts. They're either really cheap or really, really expensive. So this is what we've gone with. For the Galil, I went with the Chromatic Aberration field tested. I paid £1.71 for this, and I actually think people either love it or hate it. It kind of buggers your eyes up a little bit, but it's still a pretty cool skin overall. And then the first red skin, I believe, that so far, I have bought this one exactly for myself because I think it's so cheap for what it is. The Bad Trip field tested for the FAMAS 146 is such a dope skin, so I have actually started literally doing the research for this video. I decided I'm going to use that one myself. For the SG553, I've gone with the Darkwing in field tested. I didn't want to spend too much money on this one. It's kind of just a placeholder. Nobody uses it, but at least it's there in your loadout. Now we're getting to the big boys. For the M4A4, I went with the field-tested Desolate Space. You can pick one of these up for $5.45. It's such a clean skin. Like, let's be real. All the wear does is seem to make the green pop more. So I think getting the field-tested one for $5.54, get it bought. Again, my personal M4A1 is the Black Lotus. This is such a cool skin. It's relatively new, so it is a little bit more expensive at the moment than probably what it will be in a couple of months. But yeah, super clean. I really like this skin. Give it a go. Tell me what you think. For the AK, I went with the Ice Cold in minimal wear. It cost me £5.61. The factory new one you could probably squeeze to for about 11 quid, but I just thought, do you know what? You can't really tell much of a difference. I think this skin is so clean. This was just got to be the one that I had to go for. And again, we're still not working with a massive budget, so we still need to be careful, really. And then finally, for the AWP, I decided to buy a Neo Noir in field tested. This one cost me £14.61. It's by far the most expensive skin. But having said that, if people want to flex a skin, they're going to be flexing an AWP. And I think this one is so clean for the amount that you actually spend for it. Do your research, get it nice and cheap. $14.56 is what I paid for it. Total spent was £49.54. Let me know if you enjoyed the video and let me know what you want to see next.